Let's go. All right, cool. What's good with y'all boys? 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 We back on the YouTube level. You know what we doing? Pushing consistently, trying to be more consistent, doing the reactions and stuff. Okay, so for today, what we're working with is what is Super Strikers even about, bro? I don't think you. To those of you who don't know this show, you may be too young, or you lived under a big rock. But this show was hands down the Blue Lock before even Blue Lock was there, bro. This show and Inazuma 11 back in the day, they used to hit. But yeah. That's what we're getting into right now. Ain't got much else to say. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Da. Let's get into it, man.
Long before time, before Blue Lock, before Yoichi Isagi, we had Axel, Blaze, and Mark Evans carrying our childhoods. But today, I'm not here to talk about that. Today, I'm here to talk about a legendary Forgotten Hood classic, a TV show that I feel is not getting enough credit for its impact on our childhoods.
Hey.
Super Strikers is a South African TV show about a fictional football team that travels the world in order to compete in the Super League. Now, in real life terms, the Super League would probably be equivalent to something like the World Cup or the Champions League, and it's definitely not a reference to that abomination that almost happened in 2020. Now, Super Strikers has about 7 seasons, so if I sat here and started talking about the entire show, we'd be sitting here until tomorrow.
You know, within everything that's gone on within this whole show, I have never once seen I don't think I've ever seen them lift the cup. Like, I've seen a whole lot of this show, but them actually lifting the cup or like winning any league, I'm yet to see anything, bro. It's crazy.
So yeah, I'm only gonna talk about a specific episode, Game Over. So the episode starts with a match, and I'm not gonna lie, Super Strikers are getting washed, but out of nowhere, Heung-min Son steals the ball. He gets marked and plays the ball to the star boy himself, Shakes. Shakes is about to take a shot, but not only does this man completely miss the ball, he scrapes the ground and falls over. Technically, his keeper picks up the ball, plays it upfield, and with the score being 3-0 at the 90th minute, the ref blows full time and technically won? Nah, this is technically we're talking about. I've never seen these guys beat Super Strikers, and today, all of a sudden, nah, something is not make sure here. And I was right, because not even 5 minutes later, Super League agents started storming the pitch, and then boom, technically disqualified. What's going on? Allow me to explain. So you see this guy, right? He's a scientist. He somehow found a way to use performance enhancing nanotechnology in order to enhance Technicali's performance against Super Strikers. So yeah, to put it in short, Technicali was cheating. So because of that, Technicali was this.
You know, one thing I can say about this show that it taught like a lot of kids and stuff is that like cheating gets you nowhere. Cause literally every single team cheated. Every team cheated except Super Strikers. Everybody was cheating. Everybody was doing some sort of play. Everybody had some sort of secret up their sleeves and stuff. And Super Strikers would just whoop them based on pure good, like hard work and stuff. Like, bro, these were the heroes of our childhood. If you didn't learn, that cheating gets you nowhere from like, I don't know, in life, in life, like thingy things, right? Then the Super Strikers taught you that, because Super Strikers was goated, man. Super Strikers was goated. And bro, do you remember the cards? The cards from From KFC. You remember when KFC was giving out the cards and stuff? That part was so amazing. Also, the Golden Shakes card. To this day, I've never seen the Golden Shakes card. I don't even believe it exists, but it was an amazing time. It was an amazing time. Like, oh my gosh. What?
So because of that, Technicali was disqualified and Super Strikers were in the final. Everyone on the Super Strikers team is happy, except Shakes. Super Strikers are back in their locker room, and Shakes, he's not feeling so happy, so he leaves early. But in his absence, his teammate began complaining, saying he wasn't the same anymore. He is literally trash. But Shakes was right there. He heard everything. But luckily for Shakes, coach wasn't having it. Shakes is starting in the finals no matter what. Fast forward a few days, and it's time for the final. Match day at Strikerland. Everyone on the Super Strikers team is ready and excited to play the finals, except Shakes again. But even though my man Shakes is down, coach still hasn't stopped believing in him. But he's already stopped believing in himself. And I like that both teams had to sing the national anthem before playing the final. This is like some detail that we usually don't get in Super Strikers. Everyone was feeling the atmosphere except Shakes. Bro was kind of daydreaming. Kickoff begins and Cool Joe's running outfield. He gets marked and does a drag back and plays it to Dancing Rasta. Rasta to El Matador, back to Rasta. Rasta looks up and sees Shakes running into space. Rasta, with a bit of trust he has left, plays the ball to Shakes. Shakes looking more confident than ever, dribbles past the player, takes a shot, but it's over the bar. And with that, Shakes loses every bit of confidence he had left. Yeah, it's bad. Even the fans are worried. Shakes is having an absolute stinker. Everything he attempts to do just doesn't work. Bro's dropping a 0 out of 10 performance. He makes a horrible touch and the ball rolls way too far. But he looked at the ball and said, nah, enough is enough. He chased the ball down with all his might, but Iron Tech's defender was able to get it before him, and then they collided. Boom, 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 boom. Shakes wakes up in the hospital. Shakes like, did we win? But they like, nah, we lost. But you don't gotta worry about that, my guy. You got some bigger problems. Huh? What are you talking about? What the hell? Handcuffs? So Shakes is lost and doesn't know what the hell is going on, so coach had to step in and explain it to him. Alright, I'm gonna try do a voiceover for this specific part, okay? When the doctor scanned your heart for the concussion, they found performance-enhancing nanotechnology. Like technically? So in short, the doctor found performance-enhancing nano...
He cheated? Well, no, he wouldn't cheat. But he was drugged? Oh, nah. They drugged Shakes. That's actually crazy. When was this? I never saw this. They drugged Shakes, bro. Oh, no.
When the doctor scanned your heart for the concussion, they found performance-enhancing nanotechnology. Like technically? So in short, the doctor found performance-enhancing nanotechnology inside Shakes' head. Shakes says he's innocent, but the evidence is heavily against him. And because of that, my man is in huge trouble. He cannot leave the hospital. The nurse chases everybody out, including coach, because as a patient, Shakes needs time to rest. Shakes is bored, so he turns on the TV, and then he sees this woman, Tonya Verona. Now, this woman claims to be the doctor who found nanotechnology inside Shakes' head, but something's fishy about this Tonya Verona. She looks a lot like Tony Verns. Shakes thinks he's been sabotaged by Tony Verns, so he decides, nah, I'ma set things right myself. And remember how I said he wasn't allowed to leave the hospital? Yeah. He escaped. Being a pro athlete, he easily outran these bum Super League agents. Spinjitzu around this guy, but my man wasn't looking up because he fell right into the stairs. But luckily for him, it broke him free of the handcuffs. This man jumped off the 6th floor and glided onto the next building. What the hell? In what world would a professional footballer do this? But hey, this is the Super Strikers world we're talking about. Anything happens here. Now, because Shakes ran from the hospital, this man is in real trouble. Like, he's literally public enemy number 1. Even from running from the Super League to running from the FBI. Man, FBI? Super Strikers is such a random show, man. Like, how do we go from football matches to Shakes versus the FBI? Like, this is why this show is so peak, man. You never know what you're tuning into. Shakes breaks into Spencer's house, tells him about Tonya Veronica and how he thinks he's been sabotaged by Tony Verns cosplaying as Tonya Veronica. But before he could get into details, the FBI caught up to him. Shakes tries to run by jumping over the fence, but the FBI dude is onto him. He begins to chase him down. They both jump over the fences, and I gotta give it to this guy. He's really fast. The cameraman cuts to these two kids watching the news in their house, and turns out Shakes is running in their backyard. Shakes gets to the bridge, and in front of him, Super League agents, and behind him, the FBI. So Shakes is low-key, so not even low-key, he is surrounded. Nowhere to run and nowhere to hide. What is Shakes going to do now? And bro, you will never believe this. This guy is a footballer, by the way. Look at what he does. This man jumps over the bridge, lands on a bus, and makes his escape. What the hell? My nigga, do you know who else I've seen do this? Flipping Captain America! A super soldier. Shakes, my guy, are you sure you're innocent? Shakes gets a video sent to him by coach telling him that they were worried about him and that they're having a bribe. Super League agents are spying on coach and the guys, expecting Shakes to show up at any time, but these guys gotta be blind because Shakes is already there. But guess who else is there? The FBI. So yeah, man, turns out this was actually a setup. Coach and the guys actually tricked Shakes into coming to this bribe because they believe that the safest thing Shakes could do right now is hand himself over to the FBI. Shakes runs away, climbs a tree, and begins to parkour. Oh yeah, and in the process, he also stole Big Bo's bike. He's in the highway, and right behind him, the FBI. The chase was so long that the sun began to rise. And obviously, since
I'm sorry. I don't think you understand what's going on here. This is a footballer, and he's running away from the FBI, his own team. The plot of this is crazy, bro. I don't think you understand. This is why the Super Strikers was amazing. Cause what the hell do you mean this man is climbing a tree, going on top of a flipping building, doing parkour to get away from the FBI, his own team, because he's been framed? Like, what? Nigga. Nigga. Where else would you find this? This is a kid's show, by the way. Where else would you find this? Nah, bro. These men. Bro, this show. Bro, I'm telling you.
Hardcore. Oh yeah, and in the process, he also stole Big Bo's bike. He's in the highway and right behind him, the FBI. The chase was so long that the sun began to rise, and obviously since Shakes was driving for so long, he began to run out of fuel. And what do you do when you don't have gas and are being chased? You leave the bike and skedaddle. This nigga Shakes was running for his life, boy. When all hope was lost, the boat finally started and Shakes skedaddled out of there. And obviously at this point, we're all thinking, yup, that's it, Shakes escaped. I mean, look at how far he is. But hey, it's the Super Strikers we're talking about, because this man began running, took the leap, and what the flip? He made it. Yeah, now it's definitely over. 'Cause what's Shakes going to do now? He's cornered. This man begins charging at Shakes. Shakes dodges. He accidentally makes the boat begin speeding, and in front of him, an innocent family. Shakes runs to the controls and steers the boat away from the family. But unfortunately, this also means they'll be heading straight into a cabin. They crashed. The boat blew up, but Shakes and the FBI agent are still alive, rising from the ashes. The FBI agent. This time, he's not chasing. He just wants to talk.
Where are you running from? From you! Duh! You know what I mean. You tried Nanotech, but no tiny gizmo's gonna replace what you've lost. You've lost your love of the game. A classic case of burnout. Maybe it's time you move on. Get a commentating gig.
Much day?
At Strigaland. We could even get you a job at the airport. The birdie is on the tee. You'd make one heck of an agent, kid. Me? With your football skills, you've got the 4 fundamentals down cold. Crazy skills, committed training, smart strategic moves, and teamwork. They were just trying to protect you, kid. Now come on, let's get you a new start.
Thanks, but if I'm not playing the game, I want nothing to do with it. Just saying it out loud feels good.
I'm done! Seems there's not a whole lot left for you at Strigaland.
Yeah.
He quit?
Hey,
That's how it
tell folks
ended.
Never caught you, that you didn't make it.
Okay.
On condition you disappear. Never play soccer again. Deal?
Just make sure Big Mo gets his life back, alright?
You got it, kid.
And just like that, Shakes
faked
just
his
faked
death.
his death. This man deleted everyone's numbers, including Spencer, and began a brand new life. He
Are you
graduated,
serious?
got married, got children, went on vacation. Like, this man completed life. And now his daughter is attempting to do the bicycle kick in his backyard, but she flopped. So being the GOAT father that he is, he offers to teach her his one and only bicycle kick. And in the process of teaching her the bicycle kick, Shakes finally realizes that he forgot how fun football actually is. And then boom, snap back to reality. None of everything we just saw actually happened. Shakes was just knocked out cold, and I guess he had a dream. But that dream was all he needed to find his football fire again, because he realized the reason he played football: for fun. Shakes wakes up from his dream and turns out the medic taking care of him is actually the girl he married in his dream. My man starts blushing. Shakes wakes
Yeah. Talk to him. Yeah, boy.
Shakes wakes up and explains to his teammates that he has found his fire for football again, and the secret was having fun. It's 0-0, and on the 88th minute, Block has the ball, plays it to Rasta. Rasta looks up, plays it back to Shakes, and Shakes with the dribble. Cruyff turn, another Cruyff turn, Shibobo on this guy, outpaced this dude, gets fouled but stands up, and he begins to do some Kasi flavor on the keeper. Plays it to El Matador, and he scores the winning goal. And the crowd goes wild. And with that, Super Strikers won the final, won the cup, and the episode is chai. So more of the story. Subscribe to my YouTube channel for more of this.
Yeah. Super Strikers, best show ever. I don't even know the whole plot over. It was a good show, bro. It was a good show. I'm at a loss for words. There's nothing more I can say. It was a good show. Great stuff. Shout out Super Strikers, man. Shout out Super Strikers. This ends this video. Y'all stay safe. Look both ways before you cross the street. Producer Nashe, run the beats.